Right, here we are. First leg of the trip, the road to Madrid. We're here at the Eurostar crossing, just doing a quick charge of the Tesla before we hit the road. Going to go and spend a good week with a client of ours down in Madrid, aviation client that we're going to go and have a look at service operations in detail and how we can bring some improvements to their online experience and the stability of their digital platform. So this is the first in a new series of our vlog where we're going to be talking about real life programs, projects and how to overcome challenges, and we're going to back that up a bit more with our podcast series. So yeah, this is the first installment and we'll keep you tuned with updates. Okay, so I'm in the Eurotunnel, sitting in the car, whizzing under the channel in this quite amazing feat of engineering, really, if you think about it. She just had a really interesting chat with one of the folks that works on the train. Unfortunately, they weren't able to give me a soundbite, which I was kind of desperate for, but I get it, doesn't want to say anything, and I explained this was going to go on to the interwebs, and they just didn't want to say anything that they shouldn't on record and all that kind of stuff, without permission from marketing and whatnot. And I was talking about, all of the connected systems and everything that kind of goes into this, and, whole operation. And really, it's pretty damn impressive when you think about it. Everything from the smoke alarms to the signage, to all of the sensors on the train, the automatic braking systems, all of the infrastructure that actually goes into the subsystem which makes up, this tunnel. A lot of people, including myself, before I really started to kind of pay attention to it, thought that this was just literally like the underground tube, and in between each of the stations there was nothing. But actually there's a whole kind of subterranean system underneath here. There are 4 tunnels, excluding the passenger one, which actually sits above this one, and there's multiple stops all the way along the route under the tunnel here that has 30-40 people working in each of them, which I didn't know. It's quite interesting. Anyway, I'm kind of dawdling here, but the importance of those systems, those critical systems staying up and around, really got me thinking about just how critical IT infrastructure is in our modern day society. From the simplest of little things to a lift working and the alarm that's connected, right the way to these high-speed trains which are whizzing along underneath the channel with hundreds of people on it, and keeping things safe and smooth and running, and how everything has to be monitored and working correctly. And really, when you start to think about the importance of service operations in our world, it's paramount. It runs absolutely everything. Whether you're running a digital platform that's showing you when your next train is going, or you're logging onto your mobile banking, be able to make payments so you can pay bills and receive money for food, and your card works when you go to a cash point, to complicated platforms and systems that run critical infrastructure. My ears are just popping. I guess we're going down. It all has to work all the time, and not being able to monitor and not being able to join the worlds of IT, service and operational technology, which is really what service operations is all about. That's a recipe for disaster if you can't monitor those things. And obviously, I say disaster, it means different things in different contexts. Now, obviously, I say disaster, it means different things in different contexts, from a web hosting platform going down to things crashing and not working, to traffic lights not working and so forth. But we are in an age where everything is connected. Over 4 billion connected devices on the planet. That number, according to Gartner, is set to triple and quadruple over the next 2 to 3 years, the fastest growing IT sector in the world, because us as a culture, as a people, are so addicted, isn't the right word, dependent on things just working. And 96% of the population, no idea how these things work. And the rate of change that things are going on in our industry, the newest planes, the newest trains, smart devices, smart cities, smart grids, it is fundamentally important that these things just work. And behind all of that, behind all of it just must work because this is critical infrastructure, behind all of that must revolve a fundamental commitment to strategy around service operations. And we're talking far beyond just monitoring and alerting. We monitor a server, we monitor a sensor. The most important thing about all of that now, in my mind, in my personal view, is the context to how those things are working. This sensor is a fire alarm. This sensor is part of a braking manifold. This sensor is about tyre pressures on a truck that's hurtling at 90 kilometers or 70 mile an hour down the road. This metric relates to this user operation in a platform, which means that someone can't do this, can't do that. Fundamentally, so important that we get away from that old thought process of we monitor servers, we monitor this, we monitor that. Understand the thing as a whole, in its context, in what it was designed to do, and then how people are using it. It was interesting, and just kind of sitting here nerding out about the technology that I'm sitting in, effectively what it is, and then what I'd learned this morning, and that chat with the chap here was really, really interesting. But anyway, just thought I'd share it, and hopefully I'll be in France soon, so we continue the trip to Madrid, and I look forward to bringing you more content over the next few days. All right, speak soon. All right, day 2 of the road trip. Just charging the Tesla again before we go in Bordeaux. Next stop, Madrid. Okay, so here we are in Madrid. It's the first day of our aviation service operations workshops. Just about to leave the hotel and head over to the office, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, so we just finished our first morning of workshops, which is really, really informative. It's really common to see how the understanding of complex CMDB models, especially in relation to implementing service operations, is quite a fundamental miss across most enterprise organizations. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, there's loads of documentation around the CSDM, especially V3 and V2 and the upcoming V4 that we've all had a look at. But it's just like ITIL, it can't be taken directly out of the white paper and then just implemented and expect it to work. It's very, very different for for different organizations, business models, structures, etc. And I think really when designing, a CSDM model for your organization, you need to really think about what the game of it is. What's the goal? Is it for ITOM and service ops? Is it for APM? Because these models have very different needs, very different attributes, and different design requirements. So, anyway, getting way off beat, but really productive couple of sessions here, going into some cloud architecture sessions now, and then good old-fashioned event monitoring sessions and talking about integration layers through different APIs and inter-integration platforms. So, yeah, just a quick update, more to follow. Okay, so that's the end of day 1 of the workshops there. Got to say, the energy in that room at the end was palpable. It really was exciting to see how the light bulbs going off as you're talking to people, and their buy-in and understanding of what it is that we're going to be working on was really, really cool. I think one of the best bits, one of the highlights was we can automate this stuff. We can actually do it. The technology exists, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting stuck in with these guys here. All but got approval now to do the pilot build on one of their major client-facing applications. So, yeah, we're going to document it as we go through, but really, really excited after the first day of workshops. Got loads more workshops tomorrow, so I'll update you as we go through.